Budi Marvan. From Malaysia, Wei Chun Chu.
Back to the coverage here, starting unit for both sides here. Alvano, Parks, Ramos, Balkman, and Chongson for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. They're finally back to their usual starting unit here. And they're going to be up against Bassett, Lee Key, Michael Holyfield, John Shu with a start here for Hong Kong Eastern. And of course, the main guy, Marcus Elliott for Coach Edu Torres and the rest of the squad visiting Hong Kong Eastern team. And once again, we make our way here inside Hoops Dome in Lapu-Lapu City in Cebu. And we welcome you to the playoffs of the ASEAN Basketball League Season number 9, Rise to Greatness. Number 2 versus number 7, San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, 18-8 to end the regular season. Hong Kong Eastern 13-13 in our elimination round. So, a few laughs here as we do the jump ball between PJ Ramos and Michael Holyfield. Could be the last laugh we'll be having here, though.
Oh, yes. It's about to start. The competition is about to start. This is the playoffs here in ABL 9. So this is a great start here in Cebu. I'm sure Coach Jimmy Alapag of Alab Pilipinas is very, very happy and finally relieved that his usual starting 5 is back on the floor altogether again. But again, this is the first time that they will go up against this combination of Bassett, Marcus Elliott, and Holyfield.
And it's been a while since they've been healthy. Talking about San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. And we all know what they can do when they are in full health. And that's a foul right away on Michael Holyfield as he was trying to prevent PJ Ramos in that sequence.
I'm sure Michael Holyfield is used to being the biggest, tallest guy on the floor when he's up against other teams. But when you go up against Alab Pilipinas, you'll have to go up against the Hulk PJ Ramos. So Holyfield right away on the first possession committing his first foul.
This is a good matchup. Lee Key against Ray Parks early on here. Kalen Chongson going to Ronaldo Balkman as we begin play here in the first quarter. Alvano, they go to Ronaldo Balkman on the short stab. No go. Holyfield with a rebound for Hong Kong Eastern.
Nice pick and roll there. Looking for Ronaldo Balkman right away is Alvano to get him in his rhythm, find his rhythm early.
ODB, the poke and the takeaway by Alvano. Here is Parks on the move, Ray all the way.
Defense to offense, Ethan Alvano known for pressuring the basketball. Getting that ball from Otarian Bassett and Ray Parks finishing the play with the first 2 points of the ball game.
And that's a way to start the ball game and your playoff and your title defense for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. The steal and the score. Here is Bassett. Cross court, John Shu unable to catch the pass. And a bit of color.
Right away, buddy. And like what you said, those are the last laughs that were going to happen to start this ball game.
We are not even a minute and a half in. And PJ Ramos and Holyfield starting to get chippy inside.
You gotta love this matchup, this heavyweight matchup down low. Ramos and Holyfield as they continue to talk to each other. Kalen Chongson is getting in between them. Also Ray Parks. Because they all know that how important these two pieces are for both teams, and they wouldn't want to lose either of them.
But cooler heads prevail as they continue to exchange words here as we speak. But here's the early pressure put up by Hong Kong Eastern. O'Darian Bassett will be tasked to guard a very crafty point guard in Ethan Alvano. Ethan, the Filipino-American in his first year with San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, goes to PJ. They will milk this matchup here. PJ Ramos, no good on the short stab, and this is what they missed. Kalen Chongson with those hustle rebounds, although the ball will go out. Last touch on him.
That was the turnover of Darian Bassett, but you see the extracurricular activity between Holyfield and PJ Ramos. And the smallest guy on the floor trying to stop that confrontation.
And a foul here called against Bobby Ray Parks. A slow start to this ball game, Mikey.
I believe composure will be put to play early in this game as both teams, again, getting chippy.
That's how you know we're in the playoffs here. Bassett missing. That's another whistle here. Refs calling it tightly.
I believe it'll be on PJ Ramos, so that's 1 foul each for both Holyfield and Ramos.
8 and 16 to go. Leaky to trigger this one in. Gets it to Holyfield. O'Darian. Bassett working against Alvano. In trouble. John Shu moving closer. Floater in the lane. That will roll out. Almost retrieving his own miss, but Alvano picks it up. Here comes Alab Pilipinas on the move. Ronaldo Balkman. PJ on top, back to Ronaldo with a mismatch here against John Shu. Ronaldo will exploit it and force his way to the bucket.
Peanut butter and jelly, PJ Ramos and Ronaldo Balkman connecting on that possession. PJ Ramos giving the ball back to Ronaldo Balkman as he sealed his man again. 2 points for Ronaldo.
First two off the ball game here for Balkmania. Here is John Shu on the blow by Shu on the dipsy-do. What a move.
And twice Shu has gotten a good look as he drove to the basket, all thanks to Michael Holyfield, who keeps PJ Ramos busy every time someone attacks for them.
But Balkman, again, he likes that matchup against John Shu and continues to attack the rim.
Oh, that's just too easy for Ronaldo Balkman. That's a mouse in the house for Balkmania.
ODB missing on the lay-in. So here comes Ronaldo.
Even with a smaller defender, Leaky, I'm sure they will go back to Ronaldo Balkman.
PJ. They go to the left wing. Extra pass to Kalen. Chongson on the drive. Got the contact from Holyfield and lost the ball. Elliott. Marcus Elliott on the pull-up jumper. Specialty of the house for Marcus.
That's one of the things that makes Marcus Elliott so dangerous. He will attack you at full speed, but he will stop on a dime and take that mid-range jumper.
That's his favorite pull-up jumper. Here's PJ from the left wing for 3. Back rims that one. Ronaldo Balkman with the rebound. Parks to Ronaldo. High-low for Alab. Holyfield getting the board for Hong Kong. Here comes ODB. 4 minutes eclipsing in this one. Marcus Elliott firing and knocking down the three-pointer.
And this is what Alab Pilipinas would not want, as Marcus Elliott hits his second shot in a row. This one from downtown. Marcus Elliott to start the ball game. 5 quick points for him.
And Hong Kong Eastern, they've overtaken San Miguel Alab Pilipinas here 7-6. Balkman for 3. That's good. Ronaldo's still hot.
Oh, Ronaldo Balkman getting the crowd into it. 7 points for Balkman. And no one from Hong Kong can just stop Balkman right now. Inside, outside for the masked man.
And the mask providing a bit of charm here for Ronaldo Balkman. Let's take a look at the play again. That was the screen, leaving Balkman open for the three-pointer.
Look at this celebration, Martin. Look at this celebration.
Loving it. For Balkmania here in Cebu, Lapu-Lapu City. John Shu from the right wing. Hong Kong Eastern knocking in early three-pointers here, Mikey.
You gotta love the courage of John Shu, not phased going up against someone like Ronaldo Balkman, getting that three-pointer back.
So the scoring has come from 2 men for Hong Kong, 5 each for Elliott and John Shu, and Ronaldo Balkman is not phased.
It's just too easy right now for Ronaldo Balkman, and we can only wait as Coach Edu Torres will have to make adjustments to be able to guard Balkmania here in the first.
You can have John Shu on him all game long. Elliott zigzagging. Holyfield with the rebound. He is hounded by PJ, and Holyfield will be fouled on his way up.
And the activity of Michael Holyfield trying to negate the size of PJ Ramos, just being there for those 50-50 balls as we see this again. PJ Ramos finding his partner in crime, and no problem knowing what to do with the basketball. The patience of Balkmania for his 9th point of the first quarter.
Toying with 2 defenders there as we go into this timeout. Alab Pilipinas ahead by a point. Back to the ball game here. Cebuanos enjoying the action. There you go, the fans coming out on a Friday evening. It's March 29, 2019 here in the Philippines, and we are once again here inside the Hoops Zone in Lapu-Lapu City in Cebu, the Queen City of the South here in the country. And San Miguel Alab Pilipinas continues to battle Hong Kong Eastern here in our very first playoff game of your ABL 9.
And it's just a 1-point lead here for Alab, but it's pretty obvious that Alab has scored easier, especially down low, because like what we said, in their last game against each other, the Twin Towers were underneath the basket for Hong Kong, talking about Michael Holyfield and, of course, Sam De Guara. But now that it's only Michael Holyfield down there and he will have to guard PJ Ramos, it's been a fiesta down low,
right,
for Ronaldo Bachman. So we can see that that's the biggest difference between this game, the first 5 minutes of this game, looking back at that win for Hong Kong against Alab.
And Ronaldo Bachman has been exploiting that matchup down low against John Shu as Holyfield misses the first free throw. Holyfield, a mid-season acquisition for Hong Kong Eastern.
And still no lineup change, no substitutions here for Hong Kong. So Su will continue to guard Ronaldo Bachman.
Parks, local against local, up against Leaky now. They go to PJ at the post. To the delight of the crowd here, PJ backing down. Ramos stripped away. PJ on the short stab, no good. And Ronaldo missing on the cleanup one more time. Will not get a basket that time. John Shu stopping on a dime. Here's Bassett for three. A little bit too strong on that one.
That was a good setup though, coming from Su.
Oh, Kalen with a euro to the hoop. Finishing with the offhand as well.
Kalen Chong-son going right, going left, finishing with the offhand. And this is what they miss, an aggressive Kalen Chong-son, as Marcus Elliott, as always, as aggressive as he is, here in the first quarter, keeping his team afloat against Alab.
How about Marcus Elliott? 8 points already, but Parks takes it all the way to the cup.
Too easy for Ray Parks. Just really gotta find the mismatch when you go up against Hong Kong, talking about San Miguel Alab.
And the obvious mismatch here, Mikey, is
Leaky.
Yeah, Leaky. They're definitely the taller team here on the floor as John Shu misses that three-pointer. Ronaldo Bachman now pushing. Stoned it away by John Shu. Alvaro though with a counter steal. Here's the save to PJ Ramos at midcourt. Bachman surveying. Back out to Ethan, who steps into a free. That's good!
And again, defense to offense. Ethan Alvano. That's what he does. He plays defense. He looks for his spots. He waits for his shots. And he converts them at a high pace.
But ODB with a quick counter for Hong Kong Eastern.
You gotta love this matchup, Martin. An offensive-minded point guard in Darian Bassett going up against a defensive-minded point guard in Ethan Alvano.
And Hong Kong Eastern will have to rely on the talent of Marcus Elliott and ODB to win this series. That's a foul underneath. Let's see.
That's the second foul talking about. That's Michael Holyfield's second foul.
That's a big development here for Hong Kong Eastern. The lone legitimate big man, Michael Holyfield, with 2 personal fouls. Let's take a look at that again. Bachman hounded underneath.
But Coach Edu Torres just can't take Michael Holyfield out, because who do you expect to guard PJ Ramos? And this is when they missed Sam De Guara, I'm sure.
And Coach Edu Torres also lost a key big man in the middle of the season. That is Woo Chuk Pan, who went down with an ACL injury in practice. Ramos missing on the short stab. Hasn't gotten the touch, Mikey.
But you see PJ trying to get Michael Holyfield's 3rd foul in that possession as Darian Bassett gets his own miss.
Marcus Elliott from the right wing shoots over Chong-son. Ramos with the rebound. Quickly to Ronaldo. Bachman on the crossover. Ronaldo zigzagging his way to the hoop.
You see the frustration in Ronaldo Balkman's face as he's missed maybe 5 or 6 gimmies from down low. Uncharacteristic for someone like Ronaldo Balkman, but you gotta love he stays aggressive and he stays attacking the basket, knowing that he will always have that mismatch against Shu.
Take a look at this move for Ronaldo Balkman, just too easy. Navigating his way to the basket.
I think it's too easy.
Yeah.
He's overthinking the finish. He's kind of babying that finish a couple of times here in the first.
You saw earlier Josh Urbistondo.
The old man with the flamethrower.
Fireball. That's how we call it, or we call him. Here's Chan Shu Wing.
Oh, this is another guy that San Miguel Alab Pilipinas will have to look after. Oh, this is a good matchup between Pau Havelona and Wing. Both players can play defense. Both players are very, very smart.
Two gritty guards from both sides. Here's Marcus Elliott. That's a foul away from the ball. They're going to call it against Parks.
A little too aggressive there for Ray Parks. Needs to be smarter with those types of fouls. But here comes the fireball. Josh Urbistondo, who has he's been like fine wine this season.
Right.
Coming off the bench, last year he started the games for Coach Jimmy Alapag, but with the entry of Ethan Alvano, he was delegated or relegated to the bench, but he took that role.
Right, and accepted it.
And he has really been a constant contributor off the bench, especially from the outside. Every time he comes in, he spaces the floor out for Ronaldo Balkman and PJ Ramos. And, you know, you don't even feel like, or his age,
Yeah.
you don't really feel it. Or when you watch him play, he's like, he can compete with a young gun still, talking about Josh Urbistondo.
And imagine having that type of player in your second unit, Mikey. That's a luxury you have if you're Coach Jimmy Alapag. But Hong Kong Eastern forced to go small here now. Holyfield going to the bench with the 2 personal fouls. Ray Parks goes to the bench. Urbistondo replacing him also with 2 personal fouls. So Hong Kong Eastern now, this is a small lineup with I believe John Shu and Adam Zhu, their tallest players on the floor at 6'5".
This is a gamble for Coach Edu Torres because I don't know who's going to match up against PJ Ramos. But then again, they will have to run to counter that big guy down low. Oh, it's a zone defense.
Here is Ramos at the post-up. Chongson for 3. Catch and shoot action. Kalen Chongson drains it.
And that's the easiest and the simplest way to bust a zone defense as Marcus Elliott.
Oh, with some muscle on that finish. Pau Havilona sending it to Chongson. They go to Ronaldo. Quick bump on Adam Zhu, and he will be fouled here.
And this is basically picking your poison if you're Hong Kong. Are you going to come out to the shooters as we look at this move? The spin cycle by Marcus Elliott and the concentration to finish despite of the contact. But this is when you choose if you're going to give them the 3-ball or are you going to challenge the 3-ball and risk getting the ball down low and defending the big guy. But fortunate for Hong Kong, PJ Ramos will take a seat first, and also Ronaldo Balkman still on the floor. So
Brandon Rosser making his way in after an excellent return against the Saigon Heat with a double-double in that game. Ronaldo Balkman, Havilona for 3. A bit too strong. Rosser keeps it alive, but taps it to the wrong guy. Darian Bassett on the pull-up three-pointer. It's good for Bassett.
And those are the kinds of shots that Darian Bassett consistently makes. That quick hezzy to the pull-up against Josh Urbistondo for that quick triple.
23-22 is the count. 22 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Ronaldo Balkman backing down. He's got the smaller Elliott on him. Chongson for 3. Short. And they're going to make him take that shot all night long. Bassett on the attack. Slips, slides, and doesn't make the shot. Here's Balkman on the heave. Ronaldo on target, but a little bit too strong on that shot as we end the first quarter of play here in Lapu-Lapu City, Cebu. Opening game of the playoffs, San Miguel Alab Pilipinas and Hong Kong Eastern. Mikey, great action we're seeing so far from both of these teams.
Well, It's been, when you watch the game, you see how easy it has been for the likes of Ronaldo Balkman and PJ Ramos down low. But Hong Kong has done enough to keep themselves in this game. The way that they have a disadvantage down low, they're taking advantage of their running game, getting easy baskets on the other end.
We got a 1-point game at the end of the first, 23-22 in favor of the home squad, San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.